Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1870 of What You Up To Now, documenting the journey originally as I transitioned from the brick and mortar corporate world of businesses, lots of businesses, to the online world of business. And the stuff I learned, I started to document as my vision started failing as I came online, which was really kind of bizarre timing. I had to get creative in how I was going to do things. And one of those ways was to do videos instead of trying to document and journal and write everything down. I still write a lot of stuff down, but it's more for my memory because I certainly can't read this stuff. It's pretty bad. Number one, messy, but number two, it's always been messy. It's hard to see and read unless I get out all my handy dandy magnifying glasses or I magnify it on using other tools that I have at my disposal now because they're necessary for me to create what it is that I want. And that's what our topic is today. Make up your mind to create the mindset that gets you what you want. Why do we want to do that? Well, for a lot of reasons, but number one, so we get what we want, right? That's what this year's annual challenge is all about. The Get Your Goals annual challenge is about creating what we want in each of the different areas and aspects of our life. And this month we're focusing on our mental well-being. And today's topic was mindset. How do we go about creating the mindset that we want in order to bring into our life the mental health goals and mental well-being type goals that we want, since we're focusing on mental this month. And the cool thing about this month's challenge is it helps to enhance every other month's challenge. Just like our emotional understanding, our emotional awareness last month, focusing on that helped us in all the other areas and aspects of our life. So will our mental well-being, our mental thoughts, our mindset, and all the things that we're learning this month. Now, I shared different tips and strategies for creating the mindset that we want. We could talk about all the different types and categories of mindset. Scientists and people love to break things down and make their own categories for things to help better understand them. It's why we create frameworks and processes, and why we understand and learn about our own processes and ways of analyzing and doing things. Because the better we understand things, the more we can organize them in a way that makes sense for us, the easier they are to use and apply in our lives. Our idiom to kind of correspond with this for Supersize Your Business today was make up your mind. Make up your mind. And there again, I found an article with 5 or 6 tips on how to make up your mind in your spare time, or how to do things to enhance your business mind in your spare time. And then, of course, I had to add 3 or 4 of my own because I'm like, well, you totally missed these things, and these things are huge. And maybe it's because I wouldn't consider them spare time activities, but I'm like, spare time is anytime I'm not working on my business. I get to decide. It's time I get to choose, and we always get to choose how we spend all our 24 hours in a day, but all of us divide our time up differently and how we're going to spend it. So maybe, again, it's like everything else. It's how do you define it to get it to work for you? If I call spare time anytime I'm not working, that's got a different connotation and meaning to me than it does to you. It's got a different connotation and meaning to me now than it did when I was raising my family. Back then, I had no spare time. There was no time left, even for sleeping or eating, much less learning and growing and developing. Although I seem to squeeze all that stuff in. I found creative ways to do it. My car became the time, my commute to and from work or to and from meetings became the only quiet time I had to meditate, to think, to plan, to learn. I did a lot of courses and programs. I remember it was after cassette tapes weren't even that popular anymore, or cassette players. And I insisted that my new car had a cassette player in it because I literally had hundreds of cassette tapes of different programs and things that I wanted to be able to continually listen to as I was commuting and driving and learning. Now I don't drive anymore, so that's not my secret way of doing it, but it worked really, really well for a lot of decades. All right, that's it. If I can help you in any way today, hit me up. Crazy family stuff going on right now that I'm helping out with my granddaughters so my daughter can participate in with her grandma. But I'm here if you've got questions, or if you need just a little tweak, or if you just need somebody to bounce an idea or a thought off of, or if you just have a question, you're like, I don't know who to ask. I've Googled it, I've checked, I've researched it, I've tried to figure it out, but I still don't know what's exactly the right thing for me to do right now. I guarantee in 5 minutes or less, we can get you moving in the right direction. All right, have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow.